was the hardest part of getting into the business as a young man back then?
The hardest part was being hired. I heard there was a job open. It was a coincidence. I had a cousin who was married to a man who owned a publishing company. I didn't know them too well, but I was looking for work, and I was about 16 and a half, and somebody told me that this guy in his publishing company needed an assistant, a gopher, really. So I went up there, and he published all different kind of magazines. Sport magazines, romance magazines, all kinds. And he also had a very small line of comic books that nobody paid attention to. And I found out that it was the comic book department that needed an assistant. And the department was run by two men, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. And they had been doing Captain America. So they needed somebody to fill the ink wells. In those days they used ink, to clean the brushes, to go down and get him a sandwich, a stooge, a gopher. But it was a job, so I took it. And after a few days, if there was something, I'd look over the strips and I'd say, you know, this sentence could be better if it was written this way. And little by little, they allowed me to change some of the scripts when I looked at them in the strip. And before I knew it, I was in the editorial part of the comic department. For some reason, Simon and Kirby got fired after I had been working there a few months. I never knew why, but I was the only guy left in the department. So the publisher said, can you run things until I can hire a grown-up? Well, when you're 16 and a half, what do you know? I said, sure, I'll take care of it. And he probably forgot to hire the grown-up. So I had been there ever since. And that's the ridiculous way it started. If he had needed an assistant in the sport magazines, I might now be a famous